Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio. Sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Joel Norwood with today's Ag News. Ohio AgNet all around the state this week. The Axis Seeds County Fair Tour takes us to the Richwood Independent Fair coming up Wednesday, August 28th. And don't forget, we'll be at the Hancock County Fair on Thursday, thanks to Nutrien Ag Solutions and the Hancock County Farm Bureau. Stop out and see us. And no matter where we go in Ohio, it seems like the conversation is the same. We could use more rain, and that is the theme of this week's Between the Rows update, online now at ohioagdat.com.
They just need moisture to make those beans, so if we don't get some here in the next few days or week or so, I think we're going to lose some top end yield that we was looking forward to having for sure.
That's Matt Spielman of Stark County, again one of our Between the Rows farmers this year. Their area not as hard hit as, say, southeast Ohio, which is in extreme drought conditions right now, and some of the worst on record. Still, though, more moisture would help.
Now we got this heat coming back, and just a 2-week span, if we don't get much, that soaks it up pretty quick in August.
Spielman says they're seeing some unique insect pressure their way lately, so much so they've had to step in.
We found Mexican bean beetles. In just a localized area, I guess the beans, we probably don't have anything within a mile and a half of where these were located, but we had 170 acres there, and we ended up spraying those because they was going to pretty well defoliate those beans, I believe, because they were working on them pretty good.
The full Between the Rows update from all four of our reporting farmers around Ohio, online today at ohioagnet.com. This report brought to you by Seed Genetics Direct, the #1 fastest growing and the largest Ohio-based independent seed company. More information at seedgeneticsdirect.com. Also available this afternoon at ohioagnet.com, the latest podcast from our team. And this one's a special edition talking about the drought across the state. Right in the heart of that, Pickaway County farmer Ross Black.
I can tell you for a fact, since the 1st of June here at the home farm, which is just north of Asheville, we've had 3 1/4 inches of rain.
Those full conversations in the special edition of the Ohio AgNet podcast on the 2024 drought, online today at ohioagnet.com and anywhere podcasts are heard. The Pro Farmer Crop Tour took place last week. Always an interesting one to keep an eye on, see what scouts out in the field have found across the country. And this year, it's record yields on both sets of row crops, corn and soybeans. 181.1 bushels per acre on corn, 54.9 bushels per acre on soybeans, the final number. Agronomist Mark Bernard has been on the tour for many years now. He says one thing he's taking note of is the higher soybean pod counts this year.
And I think part of that is due to the fact that people have reduced their soybean planting populations, and that's definitely noticeable. We don't see near the plant counts that we used to see.
To put those bushels in the calculator, and the total production projected by Pro Farmer is 14.9 billion bushels of corn and 54.9 billion bushels of soybeans. Regarding the impact on crop prices, Mike Zuzolo of Global Commodity Analytics says the projections track with what he saw a week prior on his own tour.
With the Pro Farmer numbers out and the weather being uncertain, I would say the first 3 days of the week is going to dictate next week whether the beans can go up by themselves without the help of corn and wheat like they did on Friday. If it's raining, I can't see that the beans would be able to do much without the corn and wheat coming in and supporting them.
He also believes some of the market impact may be overshadowed by what's happening with the Canadian railway labor situation. The latest update on that, it's a contract dispute between Canada's 2 largest railways and the Teamsters. It did end quickly when the Canadian government forced the sides into binding arbitration over working conditions and wages. That happened over the weekend, and things expected to get moving this week. American Farm Bureau's Danny Munch.
You have a bumper crop out there, very large yields expected, and barley, soybeans, corn are all big exports into Canada that U.S. farmers grow.
About $23 billion in U.S. farm exports go north each year, and huge amounts of Canadian potash and nitrogen fertilizers come here south to the United States. Stay tuned. We'll take a look at market numbers after Monday's trade, up next on the Ohio AgNet.
Hey Ohio, exciting news coming to you from Ohio's Country Journal. Subscribe or renew your free subscription by September 20th of 2024, and you could win one of 4 50-inch televisions. Ohio's Country Journal is free, but subscribers have to renew their subscriptions every 3 years to continue to receive it. Subscribe or renew to stay updated on all things Ohio, from agricultural insights to rural lifestyle. Don't miss out. Visit our website today at ocj.com/renew.
Closing market numbers after Monday's trade in Chicago showing a down day for corn and wheat, but higher for soybeans. September corn 5 3/4 lower to $3.62 per bushel. December new crop corn $3.86.5, down 4.5. Soybeans higher as September gained 7 3/4 to $9.59 3/4. New crop beans $9.80 3/4, up the same 7 3/4. March 2025 bean contracts 6 cents higher to $10.12 1/4. Next July wheat $5.63 3/4, down 3 1/4 for the new crop. Markets thanks to Seed Consultants, simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. August live cattle $1.03 higher to $183.60. Feeder cattle also gained as September up $2.78 to a price of $241.35 per hundredweight. Hogs fell with October down 15 pennies to $80.40. Milk higher by 75 cents worth to $22.54 for Class 3. This is the Ohio Ag Dat. I'm Joel Norwood. Thanks for tuning in.